Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and this is part 9 of the unrehearsed creepypasta narrations. I was thinking about trying to read this one creepypasta I'd seen mention of called 9mother9horse9eyes9, but I'm having trouble actually finding it. I'm on one of the various Wikipedias I came across. I'm going to read this plot summary. Though, from my understanding, I think it's about Bathory, Elizabeth Bathory, which, there's been a lot of movies and music based on that person. General gist of that person was they killed people, particularly younger people, to be younger themselves, and lived in a tower. That's all I can really say without being too grotesque. Okay, let's read this plot summary for this 9mother9horse9eyes. Yes? 9? What? Okay, apparently I just read the word eyes twice, but terribly. 9mother9horse9eyes9. Okay. So, this is part 9 of this. So, yeah. The story features several loosely interconnected narratives. Most individual narratives are linear, but the story jumps between them non-linearly. Oh god, time travel. Early parts of the story focus on two main narratives. One, the first one deals with attempts to create, understand, and control interdimensional portals with the form of tunnels lined with human flesh, named flesh interfaces, created by subjecting people to large doses of LSD. Flesh interfaces are first created in 1944 in Treblinka, and research about them is abandoned around year 2020. When was this written? The second narrative takes place in 2039, with a large share of humanity spending their entire lives connected to virtual reality versus internet feeds. An unknown entity named Q, okay, just think about Star Trek right here, hijacks the internet. Okay, now I'm thinking about the movie Lawnmower Man. So we went from Star Trek to that, to take over the minds of humanity. It is hinted that Q has been empowered by the prior experimentation of flesh interfaces. The last survivor of a group dedicated to fight Q and her caretaker flee the nuclear bombing of Atlanta, and knowing that all their attempts to stop Q will be futile, start writing their life stories, trying to create another timeline in which Q is stopped. The latter parts of the story deal with two more narratives. In one of them, a young child is abducted by a supernatural entity made of animal body parts, including horse eyes, which names itself Mother. Mother makes his parents disappear, keeps him locked inside his own house, and forces him to perform magic for it. His magic doesn't let him escape, but eventually uses it to bring his future self to his rescue. Number 2, the second narrative focuses on the experiences of addiction through the eyes of Nick, a failed writer struggling with alcoholism and childhood trauma. The novel Nick claims to have written reflects the first parts of the story about flesh interfaces and Q. Eventually, Nick realizes the abducted child is himself, and experiences with Mother triggered both his writing and alcoholism. He doubts his own sanity, but after his roommate narrates his own experiences finding a flesh interface made of bones, he is convinced of the reality of his own experiences and tries to face and understand his past. He visits the flesh interface and unknowingly uses it to travel to the past. In the final scene of the story, the two versions of Nick meet as the older one makes peace with the past and the younger one is freed from Mother. It's hinted that Mother and Q are the same entity, and it's not clear if the rescue of Nick is part of the timeline which Q's. What? There are also some small side narratives, one of which culminates in the narrator being assimilated to a flesh interface. One of them seems to document how humans got the ability to create the interfaces, and one of them seems to be a metaphor for humans not being able to comprehend flesh interfaces in Q. What? What? Like I said, one of these things was talking about, the Lady of Bathory, Wow, I said her name at the start of this, and I can't remember it now. Why is my memory that fucking bad? Let's just try Elizabeth. And no, I didn't remember it legitimately. I had to go back through my own fucking search history to try to remember something that I shouldn't. Okay, basically, they're talking about the old English stories about Elizabeth Bathory, but that's basically saying that she's essentially making a flesh interface. But I mean, I don't feel like I remember that being. I don't. Huh. Okay. Yep, this is not really what I expected with this. Well, I know another one I was wanting to look up was. Well, I suppose I'll save that for another time. Yeah, we'll say this. It seems like that would have been like a full fucking novel, the way that was described. I have to go pee. Well, I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.